At least 11 people have been killed and more than 180,000 forced to evacuate. At least 5 separate wildfires are raging across Los Angeles tonight. And sadly, authorities expect the death toll to rise. The fires have destroyed more than 10,000 buildings, with those figures also expected to grow. The Palisades fire between Santa Monica and Malibu on the city's west side and the Eaton fire in the east near Pasadena already rank as the most destructive in Los Angeles history. They've consumed more than 53 square miles and turned entire neighborhoods into ash. But the winds with gusts of 100 miles per hour earlier this week have finally calmed down for now.
Due to the favorable overnight weather conditions, we can report that the Palisades fire is now 8% contained. The Kenneth fire. Forward progress has been stopped with 35% containment at 1,000 acres.
President Biden is pledging to pay for 100% of California's immediate costs for the next 180 days.
Governor Gavin Newsom ordered an investigation into issues with water pressure with local firefighters as they tried to fight the Palisades fire. As part of a bigger debate over water supplies during massive wildfires, including the use of fire hydrants. And so tonight, ABC 10's Roxanne Elias is taking questions about hydrants to local fire officials. And Roxanne, what are they saying?
Well, Chris, we've been learning a lot about fire hydrants, just like this one you see here. And the reality of it is it's not just about firefighters hooking up a hose here and having an endless supply. There's a lot more to it.
You're going to see a color change in the water. So typically it's going to come out kind of rusty brown.
Following the wildfires in Southern California, many have questioned how fire hydrants actually work. David Acuna, a battalion chief with CAL FIRE, says it depends on its water source.
Fire hydrants have to have a source. In some cases, it's an underground source. Sometimes it's a water treatment plant, and sometimes it's a tank. My understanding is up in the Pacific Palisades area, they have tanks.
Acuna says when the water comes down, it's either pressurized or gravity fed, which means it's up on a hill. But because the water supply in the LA area is held in tanks, the water supply is limited. And they're only designed to fight a fire at a couple of homes, not an entire wildfire.
It's a finite resource. So although, 1 million gallons is a lot of water, if you divide 1 million gallons by 5,000 homes, all using water at 250 gallons a minute, that's well over the capacity of that tank.
And it takes time for those pumps to refill, making it not readily available. Here at home, Captain Justin Sylvia with the Sacramento Fire Department says the city's water source for fire hydrants is different.
Our water is pumped through all of the city resources around, all the water treatment plants. Those are what's going to start taking water from the river systems and putting it into the domestic lines for these fire hydrants.
Fire hydrants are color-coded depending on how much water they can produce. Red is 500 gallons per minute or less. Orange means 101 gallons, up to 1,000 gallons per minute.
Our hydrant system's very well maintained. We pretty much have endless water with our river systems and our water treatment plants that flow this water through the system.
CAL FIRE says one thing to consider is those water lines were exposed when homes burned down, making it easier for a lot of that water to just leak out and for those tanks not to be able to retain as much water. I'm live in Sacramento. Roxanne Elias, ABC 10.
Certainly eye-opening. We thank you for that perspective as we try and make sense of this tragedy. Roxanne, thank you.
The ABC 10 Weather Impact team is tracking conditions right now. And Carly, are firefighters getting any help, any relief from the winds?
They are, actually. We're starting to see more of those winds beginning to slow down tonight, and that'll continue into tomorrow early morning. But a fire weather watch will be in place by Saturday night into Sunday night, as we're now looking at fire weather conditions expected to kick right back up Saturday night. But we do have a lull from tonight into tomorrow afternoon until winds begin to pick up once again, as high as about 15 to 30 mile per hour winds, but gusts even higher than that. 40 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts could be expected in Southern California as we move through Saturday into Sunday. Your smoke forecast down there, we have been watching a lot of that smoke moving out toward the ocean, But now, as of your Saturday, we're going to begin seeing a lot of that pushing back in as onshore winds bring in pretty bad air quality across Southern California, making it very hazy, even all the way down towards San Diego. And as we start moving into Sunday, we're going to continue to get more of those strong winds coming in from the east. But futurecast winds as we move through tonight, very calm to light. Some good news there for firefighters, kicking up around 10 a.m., then really starting to ramp up by Sunday midnight, as we'll see a lot more of those winds pushing through. For us home, we're going to see temperatures dropping off in the mid-40s. Nice light winds overnight, but by morning hours, we'll see about 14-mile-per-hour winds increasing with strong wind gusts throughout your Saturday. We'll talk more about that coming up.
Sounds good, Carly. Thank you. For continued coverage of the wildfires, head over to the ABC 10 Plus TV streaming app. There we have live updates and news conferences as they happen. You can download the ABC 10 Plus app wherever you stream.